So I got into Honkai Star Rail in the summer of 2024 right before Firefly released. However, the game actually came out a year prior to that, and my friends had been playing since the initial release. I didn't jump in at the time because you know me, if I get invested into something, I'm probably gonna want to buy figures from it. So getting into Star Rail didn't really seem like a good financial decision at the time. Unfortunately, a year later, I would come across a song from the game, and it slapped. So I got curious. I grabbed my phone, I installed the game, and I gave it a go. I was instantly hooked. It's got a very simple turn-based combat system. You know, you got your basic attacks, a skill, and an ultimate. Kinda reminds me of FGO. I love the cast of characters. That initial cutscene with Kafka in the elevator, and then when she gets off, instantly pulled me in. It was kinda hard to say no at that point. I've been a fan ever since. But to be completely honest, the last time I actually sat down to play the game was around the time Castris came out. Now, Castris wasn't really the reason why I stopped playing HSR, even though there was a ton of discourse around her release. Global passive, HP inflation, power creep, none of those reasons impacted why I stopped playing the game. I just prioritized other things, whether it be catching up on anime, visual novels, editing video, you know the works. But with today's video, it might be a sign for me to jump back in and catch up a little bit. We're going to be unboxing my last two figures from 2025, which both happen to be HSR figures. Now, I can't lie to you, I've been very excited to open this figure. I'm surprised I didn't open it right away as soon as I got it, but you know, things get busy. So March 7th did come with a little Shikashi board as a bonus. You know, you get the pastel pink and blue colors, which makes sense because March 7th, pink, blue, you get the gist. You get a couple of flower petals, March 7th, and then I think you even get her little signature here too, which is very cute. Of course, you get instructions, which I don't think you'll be needing for the most part. So there is another layer of blister packaging on the back, so make sure you take that out before you open it. Okay, so there's a little plastic insert that separates the figure from the base here at the bottom. We can grab the base. Oh, look at that. Super pretty. You know, I'm kind of impressed with myself. Out of my whole YouTube channel, I have not gotten into an accident once with the box cutter yet. Ow! But I've definitely poked myself on a few figurines. We have her bow. Oh, wow. Honestly, this figure looks so good, I feel like I should be wearing gloves right now. I can just pop her onto the peg here. I don't want to push her leg down all the way just yet, so I'm just going to leave her like that. Remove her right hand here. Oh, it's pretty tight in there. You might want to remove the hand before you put her on the base. I think we're done. Next, we're going to open up Don Heng. Like March 7th, it did come with a couple bonuses as well. So you get the Shikashi board, but if you got the deluxe edition, you also do get an acrylic display. This is definitely one of those boxes where you would probably like to open it from the bottom first because it would just be easier that way to grab it out. Oh, they really wanted to give this thing the premium feel. The box even has its own sleeve. It's completely all white. Of course, you get a dragon here on the background. HSR, Don Heng, Inhibitor Lune with some birds. Well, if that don't look premium. I don't know how the regular version looks, but the DX box, damn, this thing looks clean. You have some side windows, of course. The main image on the front here, oh, this thing looks beautiful. Well, the box should look this cool if the price is that high, which we'll get into later. Even though this does look really good, I don't think it tops their Genshin Impact figure for Ningguang. Oh, that's ridiculous. I severely underestimated how big this was going to be. From the promotional photos, it didn't look that big. And then now seeing it, I'm like, oh. Nah, this thing's big. They got the zip ties, man. But a wise comment once said to me, nail clippers are your friend for this kind of thing.
I used to use my box cutter and try to like saw through it. It took forever. But then one guy was like, use nail clippers. I was like, nail clippers?
Is this all one piece? Oh, it is. Damn. This one looks sick.
We have a few little small pieces in here. You get a flower. I believe this is a lotus flower. Oh, they wrapped him up. Oh.
Well, I can confidently say he's the best sculpted male figure I own now. Although that's not saying much since I own like 5 male scale figures. Okay, attach the lotus to the corresponding slaw on the base. Adjust installation angle according to the shape of the peg. An incorrect angle may prevent installation or cause damage. Attach the dragon whiskers. There's dragon whiskers?
Oh, there is dragon whiskers. On the dragon's blister packaging, there's some whiskers here on the bottom right. Guess I was distracted
because of the dragon. So we'll grab the base here. Which I think he goes in right about here. And there we go. Assembly complete. So, HSR figures. They're pretty good. So both of them are actually based off of their in-game splash arts. Don Heng over here is pretty much a one-to-one replication. They took the illustration and poof, made it into a figure in reality. You got the huge water dragon in the back, the white lotus flowers. He's floating in the air. He's leaned back and he's giving you that look that you're not really worth his time while he's caressing the dragon's chin. This man is aura farming to the max. Very domineering pose. He looks great. March 7th, on the other hand, is loosely based off the splash art. It's not exactly a one-to-one replication, but if you compare the two, you can generally see the vision. They're quite similar. March 7th is a bubble full of sunshine. Of course, they're going to give her a pose that displays that atmosphere. She's hopping on one leg, giving you that wave, and she's winking at you. Extremely fitting. Now, the paintwork for both of these figurines, top-notch. Rich, dense colors. Everything looks pretty smooth all around. I don't really notice any blemishes. And the transitioning and gradients on a few of these pieces here look phenomenal. Like Don Heng with his hair, the gradient from his black hair to the dark teal at the ends, super smooth. In general, he's rocking the white/dark teal aesthetic with tiny bits of gold and silver and some sprinkles of red. March 7th, on the other hand, is rocking the signature blue fit, you know, with the blue blouse, the blue skirt, the white top. Her hair looks really nice. It's a mixture of white and pink to create that really nice fluffy cotton candy look. Overall, the colors really mix well together and they create a nice visually appealing look to the eye. Now, both of the figures are jam-packed with an exquisite amount of detail that really brings out their outfits and gives you that really premium feel that you would expect from scale figures. Don Heng's traditional robes come with an extreme level of precision. You got fantastic patterns like the dragon scales, the lotus flowers, the crescent moons, the little pieces of armor that are on the robes, the prayer beads and the wooden plaques on his waist. And in the center, you have a green jade piece that has lotus leaves kind of blooming around it. Very nice. In addition to that, you have his headwear that he's wearing on the back, his leaf earrings, a few tassels here and there, and let's not forget his boots with some extremely long zippers, and they look pretty nice. This man's fit is dripped out and he knows it. Now, I never really paid that much attention to March 7th's outfit close up, but when you pay attention, her outfit does come with a lot of things that make it quite more tactical looking than you might think, right? She's wearing various belts and straps. Also, the little black skirt that's over top of her blue one gives it a much more tactical feel. Orange belt strap, her camera, the little pins she's wearing, the various little buttons, and her weapon does stand out quite a bit. My God, this girl is obsessed with ribbons. She's wearing a ribbon on the back, she's got a ribbon on her neck, she's got ribbons on her thigh, she's got ribbons on her shoes, and heck, she's even wearing ribbon earrings. Impressed with both of these figurines. They're probably some of the best I've picked up from last year. As much praise as I'm giving them, unfortunately, we have to talk about the next part. Okay, let's start with March 7th first, because she's not as bad as Don Heng. I picked her up for about 27,000 yen. That puts her right before the 30,000 yen mark. She's still higher than like 25,000 yen. So she's not a great deal, but she's not a terrible deal either. If you can pick her up for cheaper, I would 100% recommend you do so. She is a lovely figure. When it comes to Don Heng, on the other hand, he is more of a heavy hitter. Now, again, this is the deluxe version. I picked him up for about 39,000 yen. 39,000 yen, you're way past 30K at this point, right? So you're entering like the super luxurious category of figurines along the likes of Scotty Alter Elite 2 from Mythos or Schwartz Elite 2 from Alter. Another example is Exia Alter Elite 2 from Mythos. When figures are priced at 40,000 yen or above, I expect figures of like this kind of quality. Don Heng, I wouldn't say he doesn't meet the level of quality, but in terms of like scale, I don't think he's like quite there. So at 40,000 yen, I probably wouldn't recommend him to anybody else other than if you're a serious fan of Don Heng and you consider this his Grail class figure. It's probably a little bit inflated because of the acrylic display that also comes with it. So this thing probably bumps up the price by at least 2,000 yen minimum, maybe a little bit more. But fortunately for you, I checked on Omyami right now, and you can get him for 34,000 yen, so 5,000 yen cheaper than what I paid for. I do feel a little bit ripped off. You can pick him up for even cheaper on Hobby Search for still 34,000 yen, but it's like a 400 yen difference, I think. I'll leave links down below in the description if you want to pick up any of these figurines, which by the way, I recently joined their affiliate program. So if you happen to use Hobby Search as your main source of buying merch, feel free to bookmark my link, please, and use it whenever you buy merch for yourself. No extra cost to you, and it does help out the channel. You can get the standard edition for even cheaper. The only difference between the two is that obviously the standard edition doesn't come with the water dragon in the background, but the price is significantly cheaper at 21,000 yen. So if that 13,000 yen difference is worth for the dragon, then obviously get the dragon, but go for the standard if you just want the man himself. I will say shipping is probably going to be cheaper if you do get the standard edition. For the deluxe edition, shipping is not cheap. Via EMS shipping method to Canada was around 13,000 yen. So at the end of the day, these HSR figures are really good. Sure, they're not as extravagant as a few of the other ones I've done videos here on the channel, but those ones were resin-based figurines, so they're much more expensive, fragile, and they're unofficial. So if you haven't checked out the previous resin scale HSR videos, feel free to do so if you're new here. They look really good. Unfortunately, Jinglu's video didn't do as well as Kafka's. If you look at the comparison between the two, yeah, the view counts are quite sporadic. I don't know if RSGK ever wants to work with me ever again because Jinglu's video did so poorly in comparison to Kafka's. Unfortunate. If you clicked on this video for HSR and you're new to figure collecting, I might not recommend these two as your first ones to jump into the hobby with. I mean, if you have the cash, 100% do so, but I assume most HSR players don't have cash because, well, they dump their funds somewhere else. So I would recommend getting started with something cheaper, like this March 7th figure over here. This one was less than $50 USD. It's by Mythos, part of their Gift Plus line, which is meant to be their budget of scale figure line. I think it's a great choice for starting out. Mythos is coming out with a ton of cheap scale figurines for HSR, so I'll leave a link down below to all of the ones that are out for pre-order. In terms of other Honkai Star Rail scales to look out for, I think Kafka just released in Japan, so I'll be getting her either at the end of this month or sometime next month. But in the next one after her, I believe is Aventurine in July from Alter. Very expensive, but he does come with a nice looking couch. So I didn't pre-order that one. If you really like bootleg Gilgamesh #1, by all means, make sure you get him. And then the next one after that, I believe is Firefly in December. I did not pre-order that one and I kind of regret it a little bit, but I'll probably pick her up on release, if anything. So, and the last one I know that's in production right now is Black Swan, also from Alter. We haven't actually seen the actual prototype of it, just a picture. Unpainted as well, so I don't know what's going on with that, but Alter does take their sweet time with a few things, so hopefully we'll get some updates on it eventually. Now I'm just sitting here waiting for an Acheron figure to be announced. I can't believe she doesn't have one yet, man. What the